So,
You have to ask
is,
into the mic.
is vaping worse than smoking?
I think that vaping and smoking are probably equally bad for you, just in different ways. Smoking causes long-term effects like breathing difficulties and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, COPD, different diseases that affect your lungs long-term. But vaping seems to be with the recent deaths due to vaping seems to be something that acts very quickly. One of the people in their 20s that died in St. Louis just recently had only been vaping for a couple of years and actually died from the side effects of vaping. Typically, cigarettes take an extended length of time to cause that to happen to your body, but equally they're both bad for you, just in different ways.
And final question is, how could someone break the habit?
I think the best way to break the habit with anything is just to get it out of your system. It takes, no matter what kind of an addiction you have, it's going to take a while to get a drug out of your system, but nicotine is extremely addictive, and the more nicotine you use, the harder it's going to be to get off of it. So the best way is just to get off of it and not expose yourself to it anymore. The vapes were originally made to begin with to help people stop smoking, and basically all it's doing is delivering the same amount of nicotine as cigarettes, so that in turn is just causing more of an addiction. From some of the teenagers, candidly, that I've talked to, it's very common for people to use multiple pods a day when they're vaping on a regular basis. And you have to keep in mind that one vape pod contains the same amount of nicotine as an entire pack of cigarettes. So even a long-term smoker doesn't typically smoke multiple packs of cigarettes in a 24-hour period. It's usually one pack at the most. And we have teenagers that are vaping up to 3-4 pods a day, which is equivalent to smoking 4 packs of cigarettes. So the damage that's doing to the developing brain is going to have huge long-term consequences. The adolescent brain does not continue maturing until someone is 25 years old. So if you're 15, 16, 17 years old and you're taking in the equivalent of 4 packs of cigarettes worth of nicotine a day, you are stunting the growth of your brain and your brain development.
I totally lost where it was. Do you think there's a vaping problem at Grand Valley High School?
Yes.
Could you please explain, compared to like other schools, how bad is it?
We've seen a decrease this year in the number of vaping instances. So compared to other schools, I would say we have less of an issue.
Okay. What is the punishment for vaping?
The first offense is 3 days out of school. Second offense would be 5 days out of school.
Okay, and are there any other services that would help students stop vaping here?
We do not provide the services, but there are addiction services that can be used to help stop vaping.
Okay, thank you very much.
How does vaping affect your players?
I believe that it is an epidemic now. It's a societal problem. We've definitely had a few instances where we've had some players get caught up and get involved in things that they shouldn't be, and so it definitely has had a negative impact probably over the last couple years on our team.
What do you think should be done to help your players?
I don't know if I have the magic answer to that, but to me, I think education is probably the biggest thing, which is kind of seems like what you guys are trying to do, which is great, but just letting all students and athletes especially just know the dangers of it, know of why we take it so seriously, how it can negatively affect their body and their performance and their long-term health, and the consequences that come along with their decisions.
How many of your players have been affected by vaping?
I would say I've probably had 2 or 3 in the last, counting this school year and last school year.
How has vaping affected your team as a whole?
It's had a little bit of a negative impact. I mean, we've had 2 or 3 guys that have had some repercussions because of getting caught up in some of that, and so we have had guys miss games and miss time because of that.
All right, thank you.